All right.
Hey guys, welcome to Mini Math Lessons with Mrs. Mershman. Today we are doing reducing fractions. So before watching this video, if you have not watched the first one on finding greatest common factor and learning how to reduce fractions, you need to go watch the video named Greatest Common Factor and Reducing Fractions that I made probably 5 years ago. So what I'm going to do for this lesson is actually give you 12 different examples of, or I should say answers, that are on the worksheet that needs to be done by Monday. So in the first one, I have 7/28. In this problem, I'm going to divide 7 and 28 by the greatest common factor, and in this case, it's 7. And I know that 7 divided by 7 is 1. 28 divided by 7 is 4. So, my simplified fraction is 1/4. And as a quick review, 1/4 is the same thing as 7/28, or I should say the same amount. It's just simplified, meaning it has a smaller numerator and a smaller denominator. This ends up being a simplified fraction because if you think of 1/4, it's easier to think of that or to draw a picture of that than it is to think or draw 7/28. So moving on to number 2. In number 2, I have 9/11. In 9/11, 9 and 11 do not share any factors. So 9/11 is actually already simplified. My next one is number 3. I have 6/15. 6 and 15 both share a common factor, the greatest common factor of 3. So I'm going to divide both 6 and 15 by 3. When I do that, 3 goes into 6 2 times, and 3 goes into 15 5 times. I have a simplified fraction of 2/5. On number 4, I have 18/12. 18/12 is actually an improper fraction because 18 is on top and it's bigger than 12. So what I'm going to do first is take 18 and actually divide it by 12. I'm going to take the top number and divide it by the bottom number. 12 goes into 18 one time. 12 times 1 is 12. I'm doing my normal division, subtract, I get 6 left over. And here's the part where I need to reduce. 6 ends up being my numerator, 12 is my denominator, and I get 1 and 6/12. So if I try to reduce that, my 1 stays the same, and I take 6 and I divide it by 6, and I take 12 and I divide it by 6. 6, again, is the biggest common factor, greatest common factor. 6 divided by 6 is 1, 12 divided by 6 is 2. So I get a simplified answer of 1 and 1/2. Moving on to number 5, I have 5/18. 5 and 18 do not share any common factors. So 5/18, it's already simplified. Here's your reduced answer. On 6, I have 4/18. On 4/18, I have a greatest common factor of 2. So one way I know that this can be reduced is if I had a top and bottom number that are both even, I know I can divide all of those by 2. So anytime you have an even top number and an even bottom number, that's kind of a trick that you can think of. You know it can be divisible by 2, which means it can be reduced. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, 18 divided by 2 is 9, and you get 2 9s. On 7, I have 27/54. So when I do this problem, I look at 27 and I say, 27 is half of 54. So I know then that 27 is my greatest common factor. So I'm going to divide 27 divided by 27, I get 1. 54 divided by 27 gives me 2. And I get an answer of 1/2. On number 8, I have 76 divided by 90. So both of these are even numbers. I'm going to divide both by 2. 76 divided by 2 gives me 38. 90 divided by 2 is 45. 38 over 45 does not reduce. 38 and 45 do not share any common factors, so 38/45 is your answer. On 9, I have 3/33. thirds. So what goes into 3 and what goes into 33? I know 3 can be divided by itself. 33 can be divided by 3. I get 1/11. That's the simplified answer. On to 10. I have 8 64ths. When I count by 8, I say 64. So when I look at this, I know 8 can be divided by itself. 64 can be divided by 8. I get 1. Nope. 8 times 8, 64. I get 1/8. On number 11, I have 15 63rds. On 11, I can take 15 and 63 and find the greatest common factor of 3. I divide both by 3, and I end up with 5/21. Last one, 42/96. 42 divided by 6. 6 is my greatest common factor. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 96 divided by 6 is 16. I get 7/16. Thank you for watching Mini Math Lessons with Mrs. Mershman.